Good morning, everyone. Pastor Corey Rowland here with Yorksville First Midvale and Newport Global Methodist Church, bringing you a devotional today out of the book of Jeremiah. In Jeremiah 30, verse 18, it says, "Thus saith the Lord, Behold, I will bring again the captives of Jacob's tent, and have mercy on his dwelling place, and the city shall be built upon her own heap, and the palace shall remain after the manner therefore." This is talking about the restoration of Israel. Israel was under judgment and punishment by God, exiled to Babylon, doomed to be in captivity. But the Lord said, even in the midst of his judgment and his punishments, that he would have mercy, that he would show them mercy. No matter what Israel has done, they will always be God's people, always be God's chosen people. I know different Christians have different opinions about this, and of course, Israel's a nation is not a perfect nation. They weren't in the Bible, yet they will always have a place in God's heart. They are the apple of his eyes. Even we as Christians, we are merely called and told that we are grafted in. We're part of the spiritual Israel. It is not as if we've replaced Israel. We've merely become a part of some of their blessings. But the one blessing that was never made for the church is the land, the Middle East, the land of Israel. That is something that belongs solely to the Jewish people, given to them by the Lord Almighty. And the Bible tells us that we as Christians are to support Israel. The Bible tells us, in fact, the Bible tells us that nations that go against Israel, they are doomed to fail. Think about how many world empires have risen and fallen, and who still remains? The nation of Israel. They've been exiled more times than any other nation. They've lost their language, their culture, their heritage, and yet somehow today they still remain. Somehow today they have been able to maintain their culture, revive their language. There will always be an Israel. There will always be an Israel. Even in the midst of their exile in Babylon, God promised them that one day they would come back to the land, and that promise held true. So my message for you today, especially in the world we're living in today, if you call yourself a Christian and do not support Israel, then you are fooling yourself. There's no other way around it. Of course, this war going on, what a terrible tragedy, and what a terrible thing to have the loss of lives. But Israel, and of course Israel's not perfect in everything they do, but Israel is still God's chosen people, and we as the Christians must stand with Israel. The Bible tells us that nations that go against Israel, they are doomed to fail, to crumble, and to fall. So my message for you today is, remember the blessings God has given Israel. Remember that Israel are and will continue to be God's chosen people. Amen.